I first came to this shelter in the first few days of 2019. I really wanted to volunteer at an animal shelter, and this Presidio Animal Shelter is the closest one to my home, even though it is 70 miles each way to get here. And when I came here, it was just full of these dogs that seemed like they were really great. And in talking to the animal control officer, he indicated how little support there was. There wasn't money for dog food. There was no money for vaccines. There was a sign on the door that said, "Dog adoptions, $25 as is." And I asked what would happen to the dogs, and he said that 1 dog in 6 usually made it out of this shelter. It seemed like a pretty bleak place, both in terms of the facility and the outcomes. And so I started the Underground Dog to help the dogs in the shelter.
Initially, working at the Presidio Animal Shelter was really tough. After having to euthanize over 100 dogs, when Heather and the Underground Dog came along, it was a complete change.
I met Miss Heather when I became chief of police. I was going through all the paperwork, and that was one of my concerns, what was happening to the dogs. Our shelter is a no-kill shelter. We've been able to place these animals somewhere else, so we don't have to, unfortunately, euthanize any animals.
Even though we've been really successful and it's been super rewarding, it's exhausting to do this work in a place that has such little support and is so far away from everything. And we really felt like we were sort of at the end of our energy and our financial capacity and our donor capacity to keep going.
I started volunteering with One Tail at a Time in Chicago in 2010. Moved to Portland in 2013 and just missed the people. I missed the OTAT way. So I started the OTAT PDX branch, and this year we're on track to save 500 dogs. So in 2018, we were connected to an organization called the Underground Dog, serving many rural communities in far west Texas, some with barely a shelter, some with no shelter at all. And we knew that we had to help. We started to, and unfortunately, the situation only grew more dire to the point that the Underground Dog was having to face closing and no longer being able to do it the way that they were. We brought One Tail at a Time to Portland, so why can't we bring One Tail at a Time to West Texas?
We're so excited for this new beginning as we launch One Tail at a Time West Texas with support from OTAT Chicago and Portland, so that not only can we keep going, but we can actually expand to more shelters and help so many more animals.
When we said yes to One Tail at a Time West Texas, it was really important to us that we weren't just a Band-Aid. We're already committed to animals in Chicago, so we didn't just want to have vans full of animals coming here with no sustainable solutions. We wanted to see things like spay-neuter, resources to help people keep their pets, local adoptions, local fostering. And so working with people like Heather, Lori, Sergio, and Juan, who are already doing that there, was really important to us. It's not going to be easy to do this. There's a lot of problems in West Texas that we couldn't even imagine here in Chicago. But that's why we have the community support. Like, that's what One Tail at a Time is all about. It's about coming together so that we can find solutions as a team. And so when I think about One Tail at a Time in West Texas, I think the sky is the limit.